Hello. So I am going to call this video, Poor People Cannot Be Sold on Good Ideas. And I will get into it in a second, but first, I'm going to stop the car. I just want to show you guys. Check out my phone. Little grabby thing I have for the phone. Yeah, there's a little spring I come to fill up my water here because water is really important. I'm like 70% water, so I should probably make sure that 70% of me is really good. You know, people be like, oh my God, I can't have negative thoughts, but like your thoughts make up a lot less of you than water. So go to a really good spring, people. But anyway, stepped on a rock. Downside of walking barefoot, you have to watch where you're going and not watch the camera all the time. But anyway, poor people cannot be sold on good ideas. So this wisdom was shared with me by a good friend of mine I just met, Stacia O'Neill, an advanced practitioner of balanced biomagnetism. And she doesn't have a website, but this is her business card. I just met her at the spring because meet a lot of cool people at springs because they attract people who care about their health and know how to be healthy. But the thing was, I was talking to her and she was saying, she was like, oh, I just have so many clients for my coaching practice. It's crazy. You know, I don't want to make a website because then I'm going to just have way too many clients. And like, what would I do then with all the clients? And I'm like, wow, it's a very different experience than the experience that I've had coaching insomniacs. And a lot of the reason is because I've just moved to this area with the spring. So I was living in Haverhill, which is a much poorer area. And now I'm living in a much nicer area of New Hampshire. I'm not going to tell you on the internet because, like, why would it make it easy to find me? But anyway, though, I am living in a much nicer area of New Hampshire. Some people just drove up to the spring in a Tesla. So basically, living in a much nicer area of New Hampshire, I am exposed to a lot richer people. And I was telling her, I was like, you know, when I first started coaching insomnia at like UMass, I'd have people hitting me up all the time, richer area. When I went to Rhode Island and lived in Haverhill and I was coaching it, there was almost no one interested. Because also I'm doing this primarily through paid ads. So this is the main reason that I'm actually releasing supplements now, because I've already been making my own supplements for years, like almost a decade at this point. But basically, you can go check out my Insomnia, my Sleep Secrets webinar. I did a Sleep Secrets webinar where it goes through like everything you need to start sleeping, and at the end I'm like literally like okay, for like $100 I made this course, and it's amazing. I don't know if it's still available. Check on the website. It's a lot more now, but check on weektowarrior.com or weektowarrior.org and it'll probably be available there. But basically though, I made this course, absolutely amazing course, the same content I used to sell for $5,000 when I was doing one-on-one coaching. And ultimately, like I literally, like the people showed up, had insomnia, everything, go through the entire thing. And literally at the end, I'm like, okay, so just curious, like how much you guys think this is worth? And like the final number we agreed on, this course would be worth like $2 million at least, based on the information made available in the course. $2 million. Like you could just take this course, rip off all the information and go sell the information for $2 million. Agreed. Like it's only $99 a month. And if you don't like it, you can get your money back. And the guy's just like, I'll get it next time. What supplement should I buy? And I'm just like, okay, that like jangling is kind of irritating me, so I'm gonna throw something in the back to quiet that up. Just organizing my water bottles. I got all my spring water stored in nice glass bottles. It just clacks around. So anyway, though, and a lot of the time when I was selling health coaching for $5,000, people would always be like, does insurance cover it? And if insurance didn't cover it, they didn't want it. So it was like, it was just so insane because I thought the hardest thing I was going to have to do was convince people that the drugs their doctor was giving them weren't helping and that they were going to die if they didn't take my advice. It's actually really easy. Like, it's really easy to convince people they're going to die. Insanely easy. Like, I'd get people on the call and they'd be like, yeah, I'm totally going to die. This is killing me. I'm pooping blood. Like, this is horrible. I'm in agonizing pain every day. Alternate between insanely painful diarrhea and even more painful constipation. I've been to 7 doctors. It keeps getting worse. And I'm like, great. So you see how, like, the plan we just created is going to fix this, right? They're like, yep, totally see it. Go like, okay, so do you take insurance? Like, no, I don't take insurance, but like we can work on a payment plan, you know. Just like, they just be like, you don't take insurance? They try to like lowball me. They just be like, would you do it for $50? Well, how about $100? And then like, or like they give me like, I let them put down like a $200 deposit, and they'd be like, I give you $200. And like they try to hold the fact they gave me some minuscule amount of money over me, and like it was just insane. Like, I was just getting nitpicked by crazy dying zombies, and I hated it. It was horrible because not even because I had to interact with them, but because I couldn't help them. Like, if they at least just allowed me to help them, it would have been fine, but they didn't. They were just like, insurance, I want to drink my Coca-Cola. Like, I want my Coca-Cola. You're telling me I gotta do stuff? I'm like, you got kids, man. They're gonna be fatherless. They're like, Coca-Cola. It was deeply fucked. It was a deeply messed up experience. And I really, like, it kind of scarred me a bit. And they keep asking me for the magic pill. So I just like, okay, like I already have to make my own supplements. I just was like, they'll probably buy them. So like I just made them, people buy them. And now I only coach people who like the supplements. So it kind of serves as like a base level qualifier where like you like the supplement. Okay. Then you hit me up for the coaching, and then it's like easier because now you're like, well, why does the supplement? I don't know. I mean, like at the end of the day, I think it's just rich people. Because I went to talk to this woman, Stacia, and she's at the spring, we're chatting. She's like, yeah, I had Lyme 10 years ago. So I had to like, it completely wrecked my health. I had to like figure it all out and use all these like things to figure out my health. And I'm like, yeah, like I've also had to do the same thing. And she's just like, I have way too many clients. I'm like, well, she's a lot older than me too. She's built up more of a social network, but like, it's just really like the area. Because I mentioned that to her. I was like, okay, like let me put it this way. I can't put it another way. You can't sell poor people a good idea. They're like resistant to it. Like they will not buy a good idea if it's literally going to save their life. And they know it. And they'll tell you. And they still won't buy it because they just want to die, I guess. I mean, I can't like think of another explanation. But she's like, yeah, she's just like, yeah, you can't. And she was like, it's so frustrating. They'll be like, does insurance cover? I'm like, they said that to me too. And she's like, they'll be dying in a wheelchair. I'm like, I know. And they know it'll work, but they don't want to give you the money. I'm like, oh, it's crazy. It's really crazy how people will just do that. So, yeah, now I sell supplements, and I do that because I want to make millions and millions and millions of dollars, buy lots of land in the United States, have a regenerative farm on that land on which I run retreats for very wealthy people who then love the transformation they get on the retreats. So then they hire Week to Warrior certified coaches to help them implement those practices in their home life. And they do all of this because they bought my supplement, which they love so much that they bought my book to find out why it works so well, which worked so well for them that they then bought my second book. Well, you know what I mean? I'm building out the whole thing, and I have like my offshore medical treatment facility. So that's what I need the money for at the end of the day. So really just keep this in mind if you're starting a business. You can't sell poor people anything that will help them. Like typewriters I think the inventor of the typewriter died broke. Like it's almost a proverb that the people who make the most useful inventions for humanity die broke because people are resistant to that which would do them the most good. Like you're trying to help me, Mom? It's crazy.